Okay, these problems are over adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers. Okay, fractions and mixed numbers, but they do have common denominators. Okay, if it was me and I wanted to add or subtract fractions with mixed numbers, okay, regardless if they had common denominators or not, I would change all my mixed numbers into fractions first. Okay, you do not need to do it this way. It just seems like students make fewer mistakes when they do it this way instead. Okay, change the mixed numbers into fractions so that everything you're looking at is a fraction. Okay, then all you have to do is add or subtract the numerators, the tops, keep the denominator the same, because in these problems it's going to be a common denominator anyway, and then simplify your answer. Okay, let's go through a couple. 2/5 plus 1/5. Okay, this is just simply adding two fractions. They have the same denominator, so you just add the 2 and the 1, which is 3, and keep the 5. Okay, 3/5. Okay, you are done because you cannot reduce that. You cannot reduce it. Okay, let's do problem 2 together. 2 1/4 minus 3/4. And again, you may have learned to take your fractions and subtract and borrow from your whole number. Okay, do it that way if you want. I'm just going to show you the way to do these by getting your mixed number out of the way. Okay, so to change this mixed number into a fraction, I know some kids use backward C, some kids do multiply, add, drag. Okay, you may have different ways to do this, but essentially what you need to do is multiply these two numbers, the 2 and the 4, add this number on top, 1. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and then keep that denominator of 4 the same. So that's 9/4. Okay, students in the past have told me they learned backwards C. Like you kind of imagine a C going backwards. You multiply the 4 and the 2, and then you add the 1. Okay, so we have 9/4. Now we're going to take 9/4 minus 3/4. So now that they're both fractions, we just keep the 4 the same and subtract 9 minus 3, and 9 minus 3 is 6. Okay, it can be reduced. Okay, you can divide 4 into 6. It's improper. So at the end, it's good to change it to a mixed number. 4 into 6 goes one time. Okay, take 4 times 1, which is 4, and subtract. You get 2 left over. Okay, 2 over 4. Okay, you put your remainder over the number you divided by. So you get 1 and 2/4. It'd be nice to reduce 2/4. It looks better if you do. 2/4, if you divide the top and the bottom by 2, you get 1 and 2, 1/2. So 1 1/2 for problem 2. Okay, why don't you guys try 3 and 4 for the next two problems? Sometimes you're not going to see the same exact problem numbers. But you guys try the next two problems on your own. Um, Pause the video as you do that, and then unpause it and see if you get these right. Okay, problem 2. I'm sorry, the third problem, 2 and 5/8 plus 1 and 1/8. Okay, I'm going to write it bigger. Okay, I first need to make these into fractions, at least the way that I'm doing it. I'm going to make these both into fractions. I'm going to multiply and add. Multiply, add, drag. Okay, 2 times 8 is 16. Add 5. That's 21. Drag the 8. 21/8. Okay, 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Okay, drag the 8. 9/8. So we have 21/8 plus 9/8. Okay, now we can add the tops, keep the 8 the same. 21 plus 9 is 30. Okay, we get 30 over 8. Keep the 8 the same. Okay, but since this is improper, we could change this to a mixed number by dividing 8 into 30. Let's see, 8 goes into 30 3 times, because 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, subtract, you get 6. Okay, put that remainder of 6 over the 8 that you divided by. Okay, so we get 6 eighths for the fraction part. I can divide both of those numbers by 2. And that leaves me with a 3 and a 4. So that means my answer is 3 3/4. Okay, the last problem, 2 1/4 minus 1 1/4. Okay, I'm going to multiply, add, drag. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Keep the 4, so 9/4. Okay, for this second fraction, 1 times 4 is 4. Add 3, 7. 7/4. Okay, so I end up with 9/4 minus 7/4. Okay, subtract and keep the 4 the same. I get 2/4. Okay, reduce it to equal 1/2. So 2 1/4 minus 1 3/4 is equal to 1/2. Okay, guys, again, this is my way. You could have done this a totally different way. And there's always more than one way to do these math problems anyway. But if you have trouble with the way that you're doing it, my way or your way, if you're doing Khan Academy and it's not helping you, please ask me. Okay, that's what my job is to help you if you're having trouble. Okay, keep me posted.